Welcome to another video. I'm once again out here at Staten Island Airfield, and today is going to be a little bit of a short video because I wanted to talk about something specifically, which is radio customization. This is basically the main thing in FPV that you have kind of always with you. Drones crash, obviously it's fun to paint them, it's fun to do fun stuff to customize them, but they're a little bit more disposable than something like your radio or your goggles. And for most people, goggles are not all that customizable, with the exception of maybe HD0. You can like throw a skin on it or change the battery strap out, but there's not a ton you can do to change it up. That is not the case with your radio. And today I want to just talk about customizing your radio just a little bit, because for some people it can be kind of intimidating opening up something like this. And I just want to talk about it for a quick second. So short video, let's get into it, starting with the gimbals. If you're running Radio Master or pretty much any other radio, a lot of times they're going to sell aftermarket gimbals. In this case, they're the AGO ones. I use the blue ones because they look fantastic and they fit my personal preference. Obviously, everybody has their own personal preferences. Bardwell loves him some purple and gold, which big thumbs up on that color combination. But all sorts of pieces of the radio, including like the straps, the buttons, the switches, little surrounds for the switches, depending on what radio you have, or the gimbals themselves. All of that stuff can be changed out, and most of it's relatively easy. Usually it's just some thumb screws, it's pulling out or plugging in plugs on the radio board itself. It's pretty easy. It doesn't require any kind of soldering, any kind of technical knowledge. You just have to take apart the radio, put in whatever you're going to change, and then put it back together. For those who are intimidated about doing it, repair.wiki has a lot of information about how to put the remote together or take it apart. I'll also include some videos down below of people switching out like the AGO1 gimbals, for example, just so you can kind of see the process if you're interested. But I will say, as somebody who is pretty new to working with electronics and taking stuff apart before getting into FPV about 2 years ago, this is not as intimidating as it seems. Definitely give it a whirl. It's super fun. It's a quick little project, especially if you have a Radio Master Boxer. It's 4 screws, the back comes out. It's like 3 or 4 screws on each gimbal. They pop out, new ones plug in, and you're done. So as far as customization goes, as far as the hardware goes, it's usually pretty easy. And also there's tons of guides, there's tons of images. And also please take your own images when you're taking apart the radio. It'll help you in the back end. If you can't remember where a screw goes or where a plug goes, an image that you take when you're taking apart the radio will save you a ton of time, worry, and effort. But I just want to say, taking apart your radio, not all that bad. Obviously, if you're completely uncomfortable doing it, I wouldn't take your radio apart if you feel like you're absolutely going to break something, because there is risk in it. And it's obviously not completely foolproof. You can mess stuff up, but if you take your time, pay attention to what you're doing, it's not too bad. Especially if you can already build a quad, you can absolutely open up your radio and change out everything you want in it. It's not that bad. It's way easier than what you're doing building a quad. If you're not building quads yet, this might be a great first project to swap out, say, your gimbals or something else inside. If you're not comfortable opening up your radio, another mod that you can do to make your controller your own is to add a custom theme pack or change the firmware. Most people have either, in FPV, EdgeTX or OpenTX radios. If you're not on EdgeTX, I would highly recommend switching. I think it is a better firmware, and it is an active development where I feel like OpenTX is kind of languishing a little bit. But with that said, the other thing you can do is add custom sound packs. For all those who are fans of the video game Portal,
let's not crash too much today. Or do, I don't really care anyways. Throttle.
Yeah, so I have GLaDOS as my theme for my radio, the voice.
Nap time.
I think it's super cool. You can find all sorts of different sound packs and theme packs, whether it's Joshua Bardwell's voice or it's GLaDOS Portal. I think it's a great little way to customize your radio, and it's fun when you're out in the field and you power on your radio and you get that look from another pilot like, I see what you did, that's pretty cool. Honestly, it's the same reason why I switch the motor noises on a lot of my quads. Like my 250, which runs Imperial motors, it plays the Imperial theme when you plug it in. Or the Grinderino plays Rick Astley's Never Gonna Get... why am I blanking on what that song is called? I think it's called Never Gonna Give You Up. Whatever, the Rickroll song. That's what it plays. This little kind of customization stuff is great ways to make your gear your own and differentiate it from other people who you're flying with. And also it's a cool way just to show off something neat that you can do. Hopefully this video has at least inspired you or made you interested in checking out different customizations for your radio. I'm going to leave links to the customizations that I use down below, including the sound pack for GLaDOS. I'm also going to leave a link to Joshua Bardwell's sound pack because I think that's personally one of my favorites aside from the Portal one. But yeah, give it a whirl. Let me know down in the comments below. It's way too hot outside. If you've made customizations to your radio and what have you liked, or maybe have you made customizations that weren't great, that made your radio worse? I would love to know down in the comments below. As always, give me a thumbs up if you like the video and subscribe because it helps me in this algorithm. Down below, I do have affiliate links to Amazon for all of the gear that I use to make these videos. With all that said, thank you for joining me in this video. Hopefully you found it entertaining or maybe informative. Either way, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.